We're here with Steven Strait, the star of 10,000 BC, the one and only Delea. Is that how you pronounce it?
Delay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I can't read apostrophe names. That's really what it comes down to.
It's okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work in this film?
Yeah, it was wild, to kind of try and tackle something that is so unique and original and really has no references or templates or anything to pull from. So we really all had to use our imagination to build all this stuff from scratch and still have it seem human, a human story, and have it relatable to people watching. And obviously Roland creating this massive, fantastic, in the true sense of the word, world around it, and creating this spectacle, which was crazy.
Now, you'd mentioned before that you are a fan of Roland, and imagine working with him was kind of something just surreal in a way. What does he add that helps you perform, like to bring your character to life?
This was his baby. I mean, he had been working on it for almost 10 years, and being able to work and see Roland work was unbelievable. Watching him coordinate and direct a 500-person crew and 1,000 extras on top of a mountain in New Zealand where we're getting hit by a blizzard or a sandstorm in Namibia and the cameras are getting destroyed, and still managing to keep the set so intimate and still really involved personally with his actors on a very gentle level to guide this story was amazing. It was amazing to watch him do that. I still, to this day, I don't know how he does it with so much grace. I mean, the guy never screams or yells, or it's pretty spectacular to watch.
Is it difficult to get into Roland's head? Because we know he goes big and bold. Is it?
I had no idea at the time the scale in which we were shooting this thing. And Roland, this is Roland's brainchild. I mean, and all of his films are. It's just so massive, and I think he more than anyone can really kind of grasp that idea. I certainly can't. To have this entire other universe, this fantasy come to fruition, it was pretty amazing.
Now, this is a really effects-heavy film, unlike some of the other films he did, which had a little bit, like Sky High. There was a little bit of effects with your flaming hands and all, and the Covenant, your warlock. So, what's different acting in this one versus the other ones?
Oh, it was just on a completely different scale. I mean, I'd worked a little bit, like you said, with FX and CG before, but I'm trying to imagine an entire herd of mammoth, running past you and among you and dodging things, and initially it was a little awkward, as one could possibly imagine, working with nothing, or a stuntman in a blue unitard, with a chicken head, Though once you kind of roll into it, it's a weirdly liberating experience because you're using your imagination and there's really no constraints on what you're working with. So your co-star is doing whatever you want it to, which is pretty amazing to do, and totally unique to these type of films. I mean, it was really cool at the end of the day, but very challenging.
When you saw the final product, how did that make you feel?
Oh, I was blown away. I mean, I watching those mammoths for the first time, just so realistic. In my humble brain, can not imagine how they do it. I mean, Karen, our effects supervisor, just it's magic. I just don't know how. I mean, it's so painstaking. It takes such a long time, and it was insane. It was insane to watch.
How long was the shoot?
6 months.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of physical need for this role. What kind of training did you go through? Because you look pretty ripped in this film.
There was quite a bit. I mean, I had lost about 35 pounds in about a month and a half before we even started training as a group. And we wanted the characters to look as if they were able to live in this environment and hunt for their food and make it as realistic as possible, but also to be able to shoot the movie. I mean, the running shots take weeks. They were just sprinting for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So getting ourselves into a place to do that was difficult. I mean, we had a boot camp, and I mean, it was wild.
So it was more natural training versus weight training?
We didn't use any weights. Just a lot of running and kind of we tried to mimic as best we could what these people would be like if they were living in the wild and climbing mountains and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I couldn't have... I ran cross country in high school. I couldn't imagine running for weeks and weeks and weeks just for a movie. So you've been a superhero.
Right.
You've been a warlock.
Okay.
You've been a caveman.
Yep.
And now you're going to be a priest?
No. No.
A vampire hunting priest?
No, it's we'll see. I mean, it's in development. We'll see what happens with it, but well, we'll see. I mean, the next one for me is called City Island, and it shoots next month in New York. So I'll be an inmate.
An inmate. That should be fun.
Yeah, something a little more grounded in reality. It'll be fun
for a change, because everything you've done has been pretty, other than Stop Loss.
Other than Stop Loss and Undiscovered and stuff. But yeah.
So that's next. Is there anything that you'd like to tackle? Any genre that you would like to slide into?
You know, I've been incredibly fortunate just to be able to do this for a living, and you know, one of those pieces for me is I've been able to do different films every time. You know, from Sky High superhero to a musician to a warlock to a caveman to, you know, a brother of a war drama to something that's a darker comedy. It's like I just like doing all of it, and you know, hopefully I've been fortunate enough as of now to keep it diversified. I just hope that continues. That'd be really great.
All right, one last question.
Sure.
If you could if you could have landed any comic book movie that's already been out or that's coming out, which character would you want to be?
Ooh, if that's out or coming out, comic book film. You know, it's kind of an obscure character. I'm not sure how familiar you are with comic books. Cable.
Cable, yes. X-Men.
Yeah.
Yes, the child of Mystique and Cyclops. Yes.
Yeah. There's always a really cool character. I was a big comic book kid, so.
Well, rumor has it on the net, I don't know if you've read this, that they're going to be doing the Cable storyline in the next movie. So
is that right?
Potentially you could be Cable.
Oh, well, hey, we'll see. That'd be great.
That would be great. Well, thank you for your time, Steven. It's been great.